So like I promised in my last video of the Razer Kraken V3 Pros, I would follow it up with a video of the Razer Kaira Pros for the PS5. And first off, looking at this box, talking about PS5, as you can see, it states PS5, PS4, PC, and mobile. Just to let you know, yes, you can use this on Mac, and yes, you can use this on the Nintendo Switch, and you still get all the features and functions we're about to talk about while using it on those platforms. The only platform you cannot use this on is the Xbox. Now in your box of the Razer Kaira Pros, you get your paperwork, your stickers, all that, your detachable microphone with included windscreen, your USB-C charging cable, thick and braided by the way. You also get a USB extender. As you can see, you can put your USB-C dongle into the extender and route it if you're on PC or something, or of course you can just take this, put it right into your PC, your PS5, or your Nintendo Switch. And talking about putting a Nintendo Switch, looking at this dongle, you see that little gap, that little spacing at the bottom right there. So you go connection, space, and then into the dongle. It will actually fit very nicely on a Switch that has a case as well, since you got that extra space at the bottom. And then of course, you're gonna get your headset. And straight out the box, guys, can we just talk about the styling? Like, man, I think it looks so stinking sleek. Of course, when you see the blue inside, you get the PlayStation vibe, but just straight up, the black and white right here, I'm just gonna fire it up right now by holding on the power button down here, jumping ahead. As you see, we got RGB on the ear cup, so look at this. Talk about Techne, right? We got the black, the white, the red right there. Put whatever color you want. Little silver accents over here. My goodness, they look stinking sharp. But whatever, right? That's all just aesthetics. How about the comfort? And starting off with these ear pads, guys, same that we just saw on the Kraken V3 Pros right there. Nice and plush, nice and cool right there. Silky material on the outside, pleather right here, pleather right there. So again, you're gonna lock in that sound, block out any environments, and then also your ears stay cool to the touch. Now these ear pads are plenty big. Again, the exact same size we saw on the Krakens over there. Plenty wide, plenty deep right there. Again, super plush, fantastic ear cushions. But if you need, very easy to replace and slap on and off just by that ring there. Now taking a look at the headband up here, you might be thinking, well, that's a little chintzy just right up there, but let me tell you what, it is perfectly fine. It is nice and plush. It's actually that sports weave type material, if you can see right there. And again, nice and plush. Again, it hits right in the middle of your head right there, so you don't really need that cushion on the outside. Now, as far as adjustment, you do have the clicky arms right here, as you can hear. And it holds its position very nice, so it's not going to accidentally budge on you. You do have full swivel, completely flat, guys, a little bit in right there, and then your ear cups in and out. And as far as weight of the Kaira Pros, we are going to get 326 grams. All right, so how about the build then? As you just saw in a lot of those close-ups right there, you got the metal reinforced band right there, little metal reinforced bracket right here. The rest of it is plastic, but it's very thick, premium plastic, has a little texture on it right there, so it doesn't attract many fingerprints. Again, it just feels like a really solid premium product in the hand. When I take it, stretch it out, I don't really get worried. Again, we got that swivel, so we're relieving a lot of those points right there. Don't really get worried one bit about this. Now, when I take this headset and put it on my head here, again, I have a bald head, even talking about that little bit of padding up there, bam, perfectly right in the middle of my head right there. Super comfortable. My ears aren't touching the drivers. They're not getting pinched anywhere. The clamping force is like medium to light right there. If I shake like this, it's gonna move. A combination of the silky pads and the light clamping force, but it's perfect. It's just sitting there. It's not hurting. I'm not getting any pressure points, nothing. Stinking cozy, hands down. All right, so now let's go and talk features and functions, and stick with me here because we have quite a few, and then we'll roll right into the sound. Now, starting on the back right ear cup here, hopefully we can get some focus. You got that Bluetooth N 2.4 button, as you can see. Now, these do not work at the same time. Like, you can't have your music and your game playing at the same time. What you do is, well, first off, hold it down to sync it to whichever device, but then whenever it's synced up, actually, you can press it, and it's gonna go over one to the other. It'll go to your Bluetooth or to your 2.4. Now, if you get a call, it'll come straight through there. We'll touch on this a little bit more in the sound. Right down here is your side tone, your microphone side tone, continuously rolling up, continuously rolling down. Down here is your haptic feedback button. You have low, medium, high, and off, which again, you can control all that right on the headset. Coming to the back left ear cup, you have your mic mute, clicky, up and down. As you just heard, you do not get a tone in the headset. You just have that click notification there. You have your volume wheel, continuously rolling up, slight little clicks in there, and then continuously rolling down. Down here, you have your power button, your USB-C charge port, and then your microphone port. So I just want to touch on that real quick right there before we move on, because some of you might have got a little confused, at least I did, right? Talking about the 2.4 to Bluetooth, how you switch back and forth. Like when you hear Bluetooth in some headsets, right? You can have your music playing from your phone or whatever device over here and still have your game playing at the same time, right? That's not the situation you get right here. What do they call it? Hold on a second. They call it Smart Switch, Razer Smart Switch, right? So you can have your game playing. Now, if I do get a call on my phone, bam, I can press the button right there and actually pick up the call right on the headset and then hang up on the headset as well with the power button there. But unfortunately, I can't, like if I'm gonna call, I'm gonna get my call. That's what it's gonna be dedicated as, okay? And then bam, you'll switch back and it can go right back to your game. You're not gonna get both at the same time. You pick one or the other. Hopefully that makes some sense whatsoever. All right, so now let's go and talk about sound of the Razer Kaira Pros for PS5 and many other devices. Talking about that again, it connects by the USB-C dongle, and as you see, the USB-C port is kicked to the left right there. That's for on your PS5, you can plug it in there. It's not gonna interfere with the other USB-A port on there. Again, you have that gap on there as well, so if you're playing on the Switch, you can still fit a case on your Switch and still have access to this actually to go in there. By the way, using this wirelessly, you get up to 20 hours with everything on, the haptics and the RGB, and then with everything off, you're gonna get up to 50 hours. But now as far as the core sound itself, this headset right out the box, straight up with you guys, the sound was horrible. I wanted to get this headset off so quick. Dude, this whole thing's been positive. Now we're just gonna hit the tank. But no, seriously, out of the box, guys, this headset, I plugged it into, you know, the PC, started playing some Halo, and I was just like, what's wrong? It was so warm, it was so full, there were so many mids in there. It's not bass heavy, right? I still heard some of my highs, but the mids just kind of overtook everything just a little bit right there. And it's just like, it was so full, like I felt like I had a stuffy head. I was like, something's wrong, because I love the original Kairas. The Kraken V3 Pros, the ones we just covered, they're using the same drivers here, 50mm Triforce, frequency range 20 to 20. I'm like, what's going on here? Instead of giving up on it, like I showed you before in that app, you go in that app, you dab with those EQs right there, and again, you can adjust them right on the headset. We just change that frequency right there. But again, dabble with your own custom EQ. Like I showed on my phone, that's my starting EQ. I'm not saying that's the best EQ. Maybe that can be a good starting point for you and tweak it from there. You know what I mean? Again, when you give this headset time, you pull it out. It really comes to life. And then, again, after I dabbled with that, playing Halo, I never had a single moment where I was like, oh, hey, I'm missing that audio cue, or, oh, man, it sounded too muddy right here. You know, it sounded good. Now, again, talking, being able to cycle through those settings right on the headset, you have like that bass boost, you have amplified, and you have FPS, and then you have your custom. Now, amplified's okay. If you want to dabble with EQ, amplified will work for you. It definitely will. But bass boost and FPS, horrible, guys. The bass boost just makes everything I just talked about, that outer box sound, times 10. It's like absolutely horrible, right? Now, when you go into the FPS mode, it's going to drop all your bass and pull out the highs, which is what we know we like in FPS games, right? We like those highs so you can hear the reloads, footsteps, directional sounds and whatnot. But it took away all of the bass. It sounded like a tin can. I mean, it was horrible. So again, amplified or custom EQ. I recommend custom EQ because you can really pull it out to what you like, and it's a lot of fun. Now, again, the haptics, I kind of look at that kind of like a feature that works with the sound. So I don't know really where to put it. And the features of sound, we're going to talk about it with sounds here. Again, you got low, medium, high, or off. Is this something you always want to use? Me personally, I say no. It's fun in a story game. It was fun in Ratchet and Clank. And believe it or not, playing the new Pokemon on the Switch, it was a lot of fun there. It's not like the haptics aren't going crazy into the music like we've seen back in the days when haptics came out, where it was just constant muddy. Like if some wind came by you, the haptics would just start going crazy and just vibrate, right? It's not like that. It's really set onto really precise audio cues. So Pokemon, for example, you're throwing out your ball, bam, it hits the ground. That's when you're going to get that slight vibration. But other than that, it's not going off constantly. So it was really fun on low setting. Now, if you put it up to high, you might catch a little bit more right there. Ratchet and Clank brought that game to life. You know, it was a blast playing that. Playing Halo, no way. Not when I'm playing multiplayer. Playing campaign, yeah, it was really fun. So again, this headset, if you get it and you get it out the box and you're just like, God, geez, what is this? What did I just waste this money on? You know what I mean? Trust me, don't do that, because that's almost what I did. Give it that time. get into your phone, dabble with that EQ, pull it out to what you want, and then it's really gonna come to life. All right, so now let's go and dive into the mic test. Again, the microphone is detachable with your mic port right over here. You have a little notch to let you know which direction to put it in. The other cool thing is right up on the microphone here, you can see that little mic logo. That lets you know that's the direction it's supposed to be facing towards your face. And then again, you do have the included detachable windscreen.
So how about the microphone on the Razer Kaira Pros? That is exactly what you're hearing right now. Again, it's pretty close to my mouth because like I stated with a lot of these new Razer headsets, they're very directional picked up, right? So if I pull it away over here, I'm still talking the same volume, it drops out significantly. If I pull it down here, might bounce out a little bit more. But if I pull it up in here, it's going to be pretty loud. Maybe you're catching a little bit more static. So I don't know. You're going to have to find that real perfect position for you and how loud you talk. I'm quite passionate and tend to holler quite a bit, you know what I mean? But I do love how they include the windscreen as well. Drop some of those P's and T's. Like I stated, that microphone mute button is right back there on the back. You don't get any tone in the headset. It's just that click. So that's a little bit of a stinker. But all in all, this is the microphone on the Razer Kaira Pros connected by the USB-C dongle. And now you're hearing the Razer Kaira Pros connected by Bluetooth directly to my phone. As you can see, I'm recording here. No sound tweaking, no nothing. Just connected straight Bluetooth. Again, it's close to my mouth. If I pull it away down here, this is what it's going to sound like connected by Bluetooth on my phone. All in all, now we have the mic test running USB-C, and now we are testing it on Bluetooth. This is the microphone on the Razer Kaira Pros connected by Bluetooth.
All right, so now let's go and talk about that mic test we just did. Connected by USB, I felt like it was decent. It was passable. Was it the best? No, but I think it definitely got the job done. On the other hand, going Bluetooth connected straight through my phone right there, it was horrible. I mean, it was bad. It was quite staticky and just kept breaking up. Now, I thought that was just a fluke, so I went ahead and did some other tests in multiple rooms with my wife and everything, let her use the headset and me listening through the phone and everything, and I still got the same situation in multiple rooms. Some rooms would be less staticky, but again, I'd still kind of get that breakup, you know, where you're talking and the last little syllable of word will just kind of break off right there. I got that no matter what situation. So the conclusion I'm getting here is that, well, number one, testing it in this room, I got multiple devices with Bluetooth active or, you know, searching. Same with my game room over there. I don't have a tech-free room in my house, you know? So again, I felt like multiple devices were kind of interfering with it right there. The more, the worse it got. Again, when I went in another room with only maybe a couple Bluetooth devices active, it got a little bit better, but it was still chopping up. So the Bluetooth mic is, again, as even the functionality of it, I call it a side feature. All right, so the Razer Kaira Pros, guys, let's conclude this if we can. It's such a mixed bag review, right? Well, starting off with, this headset comes in at 200 buckaroons, right? So you're talking $200 for this being a mixed bag. That upsets me. That really does. Now, it does a lot right? That comfort. That build, the sound once you dabble with it, the microphone depending on your situation, having to use the phone right there, having to cycle between Bluetooth back and forth. There's too many things that make me go, gosh, I just wish it wasn't like that. This is so close. This is so close right here, but it just doesn't do it. Anyways, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. Hope I helped you out. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up, and I hope I'll catch you in the next one. Bye now.